Welcome everybody to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Let's get it, fam. Make some noise in that live chat too. Greatly appreciate it. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, as well as breaking news. ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF ad is now officially live as Bitcoin game theory continues in full effect. Also quoting Thomas Lee, a fund strat making the rounds on the mainstream. I think in the next 12 months, something over $100,000 Bitcoin, maybe 150,000. There is a finite supply, and now we have a potentially huge increase in demand with a spot Bitcoin ETF approval. So I think in 5 years, you'll see something around $500,000 per Bitcoin. Send it. Let's go. Also in today's show, Argentina registers the very first Bitcoin settled lease agreement. Bring it. Also, we'll be discussing Bitcoin ETFs attracting $1.4 billion in 2 trading sessions. That's right. BlackRock now holds 11,439 BTC, worth over $497 million for their first spot Bitcoin ETF. Not too shabby for the first couple of days. We'll also be discussing BlackRock CEO Larry Fink doubts that Bitcoin will ever become a currency. We'll also be discussing MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor selling shares of MicroStrategy to buy more Bitcoin. That's right. As well as breaking news, Hong Kong lawmakers call for a swift action following the U.S. spot Bitcoin ETF green light. That's right. Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF FOMO in full effect. They want to accelerate their Bitcoin spot ETF approval after the U.S. SEC's historical decision. I'll be breaking this down for you. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Now, welcome to the entire crypto fam. Happy stacking Saturday. You got Bitcoin at a discount today, trading just above 42,700 at the time of the live stream. Let me know, fam, if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. I greatly appreciate it. And shout out to everyone out there. Jennifer, good to see you, family. Matthew J in the building. Shout out to our mods as well as Digital Dankness. Good to see you, brother. 100 degrees, what 100%? Let's freaking go. And if you're just joining us, be sure to say hello in that chat as this show is live and interactive. You already know, fam. Shout out to Ronan. He says, let's go. David, the Fink, says it all. MicroStrategy is doing horrible in the stocks right now. Top 5 coins, Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, Atom, and Matic. Says the Calistanian Zero. Facts. Welcome, family. All good with the stream. Good to hear Eric go. Good to see you, fam. What up, David? You're 5x5. What up, Cosmo? From Johannesburg. Johannesburg in the building. Shout out, Gavin. What up, the Cuff? Happy Saturday from England. Shout out to my fam out there in the UK. James Elsey, looking and sounding like a star. Appreciate that. Loud, clear, and smooth. Hello from Toronto, Canada. Welcome to all my Canadians, eh? What it do? What up? What's good? Good to see you, Dirty. LL. Guys, MicroStrategy is currently a huge bargain. Its value will go up 20 to 30%. What up, Brian? Good to see you, family. Ian and Janice here from the UK. Shout out to Ian and Janice. Appreciate your support. Back in the flesh, you already know. We live each and every day, 7 days a week, family. Shout out to Zero. He just gifted a MicroStrategy membership of the channel to Dirty. So Dirty, you have been blessed. Please, please let the mega candles be spoken into existence by the crypto news. Omega candle, send it. Where's that Saudi money at? That oil money. Where's that Qatar sovereign wealth fund? Let's freaking go. Shout out, Anthony. Appreciate your family. If you're new to the stream, pump the likes, pump the subs. We appreciate it. Ilya, hello, fam. What is our future with Bitcoin with the mining stocks? Excellent question. The future is looking bright, if you're to ask me. What up, Joel De Leon? Good to see you, family. Top 5 coins, Bitcoin, Chainlink, and USDC, says Backyard. Welcome to Fairground Fun Fairs. Hey, JV. Watching from Cornwall, England. Shout out to my brethren out there in England. Go from Atlanta. Let's get it. 5-star pull-up. Barcelona in the building. Let's pump this up. Shout out Mark P. MicroStrategy is on a discount for shizzle, says Zero. I needed that renew on the membership. Zero is a G. Zero truly is a G. Show him some love. We greatly appreciate everyone's support. I needed that. Hello family, Bitcoin 75, says Mohammed, and ICP to 50 bucks coming. Cousins in Saudi are transferring oil funds to appropriate accounts for the big purchase. There you have it. Come in first and foremost from Mohammed. Thank you, family. Shout out to Jared. I appreciate you joining the HODL Gang, which is the membership of the channel. It helps support the movement, so greatly appreciate you, broski. We're past 700 exahashes per second mining a security at the all-time high, so another all-time high in the hash, and you already know Bitcoin price follows the hash, so only a matter of time. The future is bright. Put on your glasses. Word. Michigan in the building. Let's go, David. Cheers, fam. HODL for life. You already know. Stocks are doing pretty damn good, so don't forget that in your portfolio, says LGM. Hello from Dublin, Ireland. Appreciate you tuning in. Hello, Test 100. Jared just gifted a membership as well. Appreciate that, big dog. He gifted it to 5-star pull-up. You have been blessed. Thank Jared in the chat. You need permission to own a Bitcoin ETF. You don't need anyone's permission to own Bitcoin and self-custody it in your own wallet. Well said, one Glenn. Well said. Hello, fam. Shout out to my lads. What up, 50 G's soon? I believe so. Expect extreme volatility, and I think we'll hit 50 G's soon. What do you guys think? Go Texans. Mohammed, that's right. Habibi, let's skyrocket and hit 75 G's in no time. FOMO at the government level has been initiated. Send it. That's right. We got Bitcoin game theory in full effect right now. We're going to be discussing later on as our feature story. Hong Kong is now accepting ETF applications. They're looking to, get in this race as the game theory continues. What up, Cool Cat Crypto? And I think competition is a beautiful thing. We also have talk from Max Kaiser that a ETF will also be launched in El Salvador. The difference, it'll be Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out. So major difference compared to the 11 existing ETFs from the asset managers in the US, where it's cash in, cash out. ETFs are buying off the exchanges yet. Bitcoin hit 700 exahashes per second, new all-time high hash rate, bring it. I think it's more likely we'll pull back than everyone's wanting to buy in, and then it skyrockets. Let's not forget, 3 more months until Bitcoin halving 2024, the most bullish catalyst every cycle we witness. And you already know we typically add a 0 to the end of the price action every 4 years. Just moved everything to cold storage. Trezor feels good. Doesn't it feel good, Jeffrey? Cheers, family. Gave you a like. I appreciate it, Herrera. It helps out tremendously. Gracias, fam. My notification's not working. I hate missing. Yeah, blame YouTube for that. Maybe I am still shadow banned when it comes to notifications. So just be on the lookout for the show. Typically, we go live every day at 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 days a week. But every once in a while, we switch it up and go live a little earlier. We're also live every evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, as well as the exclusive uncensored version on Rumble. Shout out Dirty, just gifted a membership. He received the gifted membership, now gifted one to Palm Beach Chris. So you have been blessed, family. We appreciate the kindness. Let's get it. But anyways, family, without further ado, if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also, be sure to pump the likes to help pump the stream and hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications. I greatly appreciate everyone's support. Today is pod episode number 1521. I'm your host, JV, and today is January 13th, 2024. A lot of excitement in the market, even though the price action clearly has pulled back. It is Sat Stack and Saturday, so a great opportunity to BTFD and buy that freaking dip. But anyways, family, let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Give me a second to pull this baby up. We're going to pull up Coin 360 here for you so you can see what's happening. You can see Bitcoin currently correcting down 5% on the daily, but maintaining above 43,200 at the time of the live stream. We got Ether down 1%, but above 2,500. We have AVAX in the blood red along with Solana in the blood red, while most of the major alts are pulling back right now and in the red. But let's zoom out. They say when in doubt, just zoom out. And zooming out on the monthly, you can see Bitcoin still in the green, but barely. BNB up 19%, Solana up 31%, and ETH up 13%. And checking out Coin Market Cap, .com. The current crypto market cap sits at 1.68 trillion with roughly 70 billion in volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance on the decline. We're back under 50%, currently at 49.8%. And the Ether dominance has been ripping since bottoming out at roughly 14.9% like 4 days ago. So pretty incredible dominance there for ETH. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past 24 hours, we have SUI up 12%, followed by Ordi up almost 10%, followed by Celestia up almost 8%. Below that, we had Tron, Aptos, and Bonk. And as we continue scrolling down, you can see the majority of the alts are actually correcting and in the red. But which altcoins are you most bullish on for this bull run? Let me know, family. I appreciate it. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective of the market. Shout out to Elaine. I appreciate you subbing to the pod family. You can see here, you got a good mixed bag. Some are in the green, some are in the red. And zooming out on the monthly, the majority are definitely in the green. Still impressive gains from a select few of altcoins. ENS up 150%, ICP up over 100%, EHEX 95%, SEI 174%, SUI over 100%. Even Satoshi Vision is up 71%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated 64 greed. Yesterday 71, last week 70, and last month a 72 in greed. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Which altcoins are you most bullish on for this bull run? Let me know in the comments right down below. Bullish on Atom, says Cool Cat Crypto. Thank you for sharing, as this is a live and interactive show. Stacks, yeah, Block Stacks is what's up. Shout out to Nick 013, what it do? Howdy from Texas, Junior. Appreciate ya. Monty, what up, JV? What up, Monty? What it do? When Lambo? Excellent question. When do you want Lambo is the question. Would you be willing to trade, for example, let's say a Lambo right now is $250,000. What is that, like 5 Bitcoins or such? For, yeah, maybe 6 Bitcoins, you can buy a Lambo. How many of you would buy a Lambo right now for 6 Bitcoin? How many of you would prefer to hodl and wait for Bitcoin to reach $250,000, then get the Lambo if you have a desire to drive a Lambo in the first place? You can get it for 1 Bitcoin, maybe in another year, or you can pay maybe 6 Bitcoin right now. What are your thoughts? All in on Bitcoin, says Skins. That's what's up. Zero is bullish on SEI and TIA. I believe that's Celestia, right? And Say bullish is bullish on the second best. Well, speaking of the second best, here's what Saylor has to say.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
Damn right. Yeah, what happened to the $1 million prediction? Ha ha ha. Don't listen to these influencers. They have no clue. They just want the likes and subs, says Crix Jackson. Yeah, forget I've been here for 5 years every day through the bear market, big dog. Nice try. What up, HODL fam? Mark, Arbitrum and Optimism. HODL. Budget cars. Oh boy, I would pay 20,000 sats for a Lambo. We already live in the future, fam. There you go. Solana to $1,000. Never gets old, right? Zero. ETH to 10,000. I think ETH 10,000 target is pretty realistic for the cycle. I think it can go as high as 20,000, especially if Bitcoin hits $250,000. What do you guys think? If Matic does what I think it will, I am going to gain big on Bitcoin. Well, for your sake, Dirty, I hope Matic kicks some serious ass. Buying a Lambo is just false economics. Brian, no ish coins for me. I'm all in on Bitcoin. I trust Kaiser and Saylor. Amen. Shout out to the High Priest and the Giga Chad. What it do? Aave, Infura, looks like on finality status, DeFi Kingdom, Trust Wallet. Appreciate you tuning in, Li-Fi Cat, and actually sharing your hodlings with us. Bonk is coming back this morning. Word up. Bonk is I believe, a meme coin. Is that on the Bitcoin blockchain? Let me know. Or is that on Solana? Stay Rumble. Stay Stacks. Lambo is an expensive liability. You already know. 28,000 ETH. Let's freaking go. We now have 500 people on the live stream here on Stack and Saturday. Pump the likes to help pump the stream. We appreciate that. The insurance on a Lambo would be shocking, I think. Take that into an account before you buy one. I love my Audi art. Well, if you're concerned about affording insurance, you're probably not in the right economics to afford a Lambo, just keeping it 100. I hope so, because I am down on Bonk against Zero. Matic to 5 to 10 bucks. Adam is bullish on Solana meme coin for Bonk. Thanks for the clarification, Zero. Everything I have is in the issuer. Oh no. for us foreigners, can you explain the expression Chad? The ultimate cool person, I guess. Person to lead by example. If you guys have the definition verbatim, let me know, Morton. Buy a Lambo, drive off the lot, and lose 100K instantly. Pretty much. F-150 Ford for life. That's why Solana pumped to 120 bucks because of bonk. Word. That was pretty wild. I think Matic $5 this cycle. Word up. What other altcoins are you guys most bullish on? Arbitrum to 20 bucks. You know that rising tide rises all ships. So if Bitcoin does what we're anticipating this cycle, I think all of these altcoin targets are going to be hit. What do you guys think? $5 Matic, go brr. Yeah. I'm more of a Range Rover type. Personally, I love the Ranges as well, but I hear they break down a lot. I have a buddy with a brand new Range. It's so sexy, and they are very nice whips. I'm a fan. Yeah, so I think it's the other way around, says Zero. What are you referring to there, brother? I was originally from Chad Johnson. Is that a city or something, Quan Long? Stacks, right on, Marco Form. Keep stacking them sats and stacking them stats. Those Satoshis, you already know. But anyways, family, let's go ahead and kick it off with our Bitcoin TA and check out what is actually happening in the market right now. Here we go. Arguably the most anticipated development in crypto over the past decade has become a reality earlier in the week when the US SEC green-lighted numerous spot Bitcoin ETFs. 7 such products reached the markets on Thursday, and the volumes exceed 4.5 billion the first trading day. And amid this, Bitcoin faced mind-blowing volatility that included a price dump from over 49,000. Let's not forget, we did pump off the back of the news to 49, but it was short-lived, and then we hit under 42. As anticipated, extreme volatility, because volatility is life force. Bitcoin skyrocketed to over 49,000, which is the new 22-month high. We haven't seen a price action like this in literally almost 2 years. Just hours after the ETFs went live on the US markets, hours later, the asset fell by $3,000, and by Friday, the landscape worsened as the crypto plummeted to 41.5. This meant that the asset lost more than $7,000 in just over a day. I mean, look at the chart right here. Wild. And ahead of the ETF approvals, many experts speculated on whether the Bitcoin price had been priced in. And given the fact it shot up by more than 150% in 2023, the sell the news camp was quite active with numerous predictions that the crypto would fall after the ETFs reach the markets. And so far, they seem to have a point. In fact, history shows that something similar happened back in August of last year. Europe's first spot Bitcoin ETF launched on the Euronext Amsterdam, and Bitcoin's price slumped by 1,500 within the first few days. And back in late 2021, the SEC green-lighted several futures Bitcoin ETFs, and the effects were similar with a massive price decline in the following weeks to months. So is Grayscale behind this? Let's discuss it. But first and foremost, we wouldn't have any spot Bitcoin ETF approvals here in the United States if it wasn't for Grayscale's lawsuit they won against the SEC. This is according to the chairman of the SEC, Gary Gensler, who shared that in an interview, which we covered the other day. So after the ETFs launched on Thursday, the volume shot up to over 4 billion, with Grayscale's one taking the main stage with the most substantial numbers, ultimately meaning they had the most volume. However, this could actually be the reason behind the price fall, which is what Skybridge Capital's founder, Anthony Scaramucci, suggested. Shout out to the mooch. Quoting him here, there seems to be a lot of selling of Grayscale, he said, which could be somewhat understandable given Grayscale's higher than average fees of 1.5%. Now, just for reference, most ETF competitors offer somewhere between 0.25% and 0.4%, so their fees are more than triple, which is crazy. Now, Grayscale's GBTC Trust saw the light of day over a decade ago and had become the largest Bitcoin fund with roughly over $28 billion in assets under management. They're also the largest hodler of Bitcoin besides Satoshi because they're known to hold roughly 620,000 BTC. Now, it was converted into a spot Bitcoin ETF alongside the other approvals and actually registered the largest opening day turnover with volumes of 2.3 billion, quoting the mooch again. The second thing we are seeing is the bankruptcy estate of FTX is unloading into the ETF announcement. There's a heavy volume of selling in Bitcoin right now. I do expect supply overhang to be done in the next 6 to 8 days. So there you go. FTX is dumping. That may explain why the price is also dumping. Now, as Rizzo points out, here's a reminder, Bitcoin crashing below 150 bucks exactly 9 years ago. Anyone who bought this dip after that crash is now up 40,000%. So let that sink in, family. Sometimes when in doubt, you just got to zoom out and realize we've had larger crashes, and it ain't no thing, because if you can hodl over the long haul, especially over the course of a few cycles, you're going to see tremendous gains, because that's what history shows us. Now, as pointed out here, there is a new ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF ad. It's just a bunch of text messaging. I'll play it. You can check it out. It's only 30 seconds. Is Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme? And it's actually hard to even see it here, but you see what I mean. I don't want to risk it, but what if it's something big? When it comes to Bitcoin, aren't you just a little bit curious? ARK-B, the ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF, no fee for the first 6 months and only 0.21% thereafter, where curiosity meets confidence. So Bitcoin game theory continues as the ETF ad wars continue winding. Now, also quoting Thomas Lee, a fund strat, he was making the rounds and on the mainstream news shared the following. I basically transcribed it verbatim, word for word. I think in the next 12 months, Bitcoin will be something over $100,000. You know, maybe 150,000. There is a finite supply, and now we have the potentially huge increase in demand with the spot Bitcoin ETF approval. So I think in 5 years, you'll have something around $500,000 per Bitcoin. Send it and let's freaking go. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment from Fund Strat's Thomas Lee, that we can potentially see a $500,000 Bitcoin within the next 5 years. Now, welcome everyone just joining the live stream. Pump the likes to pump the stream. If you want to punch it, you can do that as well. Every time a new hot coin comes out, meme coin, it's not normal for the market to buy from. So on Matrix, welcome Press Gaming. People will not sell if everybody know about the halving. Bitcoin is near. Most people are clueless to the halving, what the halving means. That's why we got to educate the people. Shout out to Nipsey in the background, the one and only mascot of the channel, living his best life. Everyone on JV's podcast will be able to afford any car you want because you are a part of the fam. Well said, gains knowledge. It's just a matter of hodling and playing the course. JB, it seems a thing to me after the endless hype, everyone about the pump, that would happen after the approval. It reminds me of Dave at X22, always saying the military are in control after the coup of 2020. I disagree. We was supposed to hit 100K on Thursday, says Rambo City. Almost regret the ETF. I was happy at 47 Gs, weren't we all? I am not as bearish as he is, says Zero. Have you seen Larry saying he is a believer? Yeah, Larry Fink was making the rounds. We did a react session to it yesterday on Rumble. What is Nipsey doing? Living his best life. Leave him alone. The miners was behind a lot of the sell-off, so they were dumping. Pump the like. Appreciate that. I want a 99 Corolla. I got 99 problems, but a Bitcoin ain't one. Hit me. 500K within 5 years is feasible indeed. Middle East fortunes are getting ready to hop on. Bring it. Institutions just moving money around and getting into position. Locked and loaded. Let's go. What is this? For real, though. At least 50 Gs. Didn't even hit 50. We got damn close. You know what I mean? We hit 49, but here's the deal. I feel if we didn't have the fake out the day before, we would have hit 50 when we actually launched. I think it created a lot of FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market, and I think it was all by design. Let me know, fam. Do you think that was an orchestrated play by the SEC and the regulators? If only the ETF is not regulated like the crypto we hold at the moment, 100K is the minimum price, send it. Nipsey is telling us to go all in. That's right. Here's what Nipsey is doing right now. He's ultimately channeling Michael Saylor.
Bitcoin. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset.
6-cylinder Pontiac Fiero. Oh man, I remember the Pontiac Fieros. Those were lit when I was a kid. Been all in. Nipsey don't gotta tell me twice. There you go, Anonymous. Yeah, killed the momentum for real, for real. As long as all the Bitcoin holders don't sell, it can stick it to the cash out, the ETF. Yes is everything. It always planned out. Always, Todd Ferris. Good point there, brother. The fake out crushed the momentum. Completely orchestrated. I agree with that, Tim, brother. I am currently restoring a 99 Lexus. Oh, snap. Old school. I dig it. They probably effed it up purposely. Yeah, I would bet. With all, will there ever be a currency whose price can't be manipulated? Probably not. What's up, fam? Just chilling long term. It be good. I appreciate that, Tony. Welcome to the stream. Nipsey channeling Saylor and Satoshi. You already know, Jennifer, how we do. You have a 99 Honda Prelude. Those are pretty lit as well. I was a fan of those whips when I was a kid. I always wanted one. I even wanted, was it like a Mitsubishi like 3000 GT or 2000 GT? I thought that was like the coolest car. And now looking back, I'm like, whoa, that car wasn't really that great. But as a kid, it seemed like the best car in the world because it kind of just looked futuristic at the time. Having that fin on the back and all that. Manipulate to make money, what it do? The Preludes were fun, right on. They were just those little two-door cars, right? Still in profit, Texas champ. That's what's up. Yeah, show me by a show of hands. If you're in profit on your Bitcoin position, put a 1 in the chat. If you're at a loss currently, put a 2. Because I would probably bet over at least 90% of you are in profit right now. But I want to see 1 if you're in profit on your Bitcoin holdings. 2 if you're not in profit. JV's in profit. Got my first Bitcoin start stacking at $1,500 back in 2017. So all the way up, fam. My car is a 1972 Mustang. I remember the Mustang 5.0s. Those were pretty lit as well. My best friend at the time had one, would pick me up from school in it. It was pretty fast. 111111. Love to see you guys are winning. Winning. 1111 111 111. You guys got ads during live streams? No, I don't put ads during my live streams. This is basically, however, YouTube puts ads on your live stream. So if you don't have a $10 premium account, you're going to get hit with ads. That's beyond my control, family. 1111 111 11. People who buy the ETF, I believe they'll wake up with the biggest mistake. They'll come back to us and just smile and say, "Are you okay, bro?" 111 in between 1 and 2. What does that mean? 111. What do you think about Elliott wave theory? I'm a fan. We do cover that indicator when we do the pump watches, and we cover it from time to time when we do our TA. 1, but not enough. 111. So I'd say 98% of you are in profit. So that's what's up. Good day, JV. Hope all is well. Thank you, Tom C. What do you think about Elliott wave? Yeah, I'm a fan. I think it's a good indicator. 5.0, mad fast. Yeah, 100%. Especially dangerous if you're only 16 years old driving it. What's your pick for winning alt? Let's see what Saylor says.
Right? There's no second best, okay? But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then
Hashtag winning, fam. Keep the comments coming. We greatly appreciate it, but we're going to dive into our next story of the day and discuss breaking news out of Argentina. That's right. As the headline reads here, Argentina registers the first Bitcoin settled lease agreement. Let's freaking go. And I don't know why that thing keeps popping up, just ignore it. Argentina has reached a major milestone in crypto adoption, registering one of the first contracts involving Bitcoin payments. According to La Capital, a local Argentine news outlet, the first Bitcoin settled lease agreement was recently signed in Rosario City. Let's go. And shout out to Javier Milei, the new Bitcoin-friendly Bitcoin president. Now, the agreement stipulates the tenant will pay the equivalent of 100 USDT in Bitcoin to the landlord each month. Having selected FeeWind, a national crypto exchange, as the provider for the referential Bitcoin price to execute these payments, the contract determines that the tenant will execute these payments during the first 5 days of each month to an address provided by the landlord. Now, how many of you, if you were a renter and you didn't own your own home, would like to pay for your rent in Bitcoin? Let me know. Or better yet, if you're the landlord, how many of you would like to accept rent in Bitcoin? Because now it's a thing. While there were records of real estate sales settled in Bitcoin before, this is the first lease agreement of this kind, according to local sources. Now, Diana Mondino, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Argentina, clarified that as a result of the app on the first mega executive order issued by President Javier Milei, which eliminated the lease and rent law, these contracts could be settled now in Bitcoin and other cryptos and also in other assets. The executive order that enables these agreements will be reviewed by the courts of the country, which have already suspended the effect of some segments awaiting the final decision on the legality of the document. Also, the emergency executive order can be suspended if both chambers of Congress reject it. But nonetheless, the executive order allows tenants and landlords to legally sign this kind of Bitcoin-denominated lease contract that evades having to transact in Argentine pesos, the embattled and devalued national fiat currency. This is very extremely important, especially where there's hyperinflation going on in some countries, such as Argentina right now. So we got to keep that in mind. But let me know your thoughts surrounding this. Do you think that's pretty cool? And how many of you would like to see that occur here in the United States? Holla. Argon, lettuce hands, I love it. Who you're referring to, Portnoy? Accept only, says Cosmo. I would love to pay for rent and everything with Bitcoin. Right on, one Glencoe. Jack Mallers, the Strike CEO, was making the rounds the other day on the mainstream, and he announced he's no longer using US dollars for anything. He's 100% Bitcoin, and apps like Strike make that a possibility. So shout out to Strike and Jack Mallers. We need to raid Reddit to pump the Bitcoin price. How many of you use Reddit? I've never been a Reddit user. Not selling my Bitcoin for anything, says Frank the Tank Degen. Parting with Bitcoin now would be a poor investment choice. Cheers to that. Bitcoin 43 all, wow, missed it. Bring a whole new meaning to paying the landlord is bonk. In between 1 and 2 means I am down at the moment, but Bitcoin is going to the moon. I am buying high and low at this moment in time. Word Up gains knowledge. How'll be thy name? One says, for real, rally doesn't get Bitcoin fallen when we are pre-halving during the ETF approval. I'm waiting for the all-time high. And as soon as you think we'll get it, like 70K, I think 70K is very probable for 2024. I don't have a time frame. Adam Back bet some Bitcoin that he believes Bitcoin will actually hit 100,000 per coin by March 31st, 2024, just a few months out, meaning right before the month of the halving taking place in April. The lettuce hands are the same as the salad fingers. I think so, Casey Gates. What up, Casey? Like it up, hit the like, spread the word, fix the money, fix our world. Amen, David. Appreciate that, brother. Only add in sat, says Lazarus. Word up. Wait, so you're not the leader of the CNA Reddit? Is there really a CNA Reddit? That'd be hilarious. Retirement account? No, I've never created a Reddit account. I've never even had a Reddit user account that I'm aware of. Retirement account, 90% in BITB, Bitwise, ride or die. Word up, Dan. The only issue is $100 US is going to be worth less every month. Contradicting to that without additional terms is a bit short-sighted. Lost mine in a boating accident. Welcome to the club, William. 3, I lost mine in a boating accident. I like that. I like 3. Zach, market manipulation. 100% McLovin. We have mass manipulation always occurring because Bitcoin is a major threat. Just look at the sentiment of Gensler in his announcement letter after they approved the ETF. He says he's still not a fan of Bitcoin and that Bitcoin's being used primary purpose, illicit activity, which we all know is a bunch of shenanigans. So there is a war against Bitcoin. And the reality is Gensler would have never approved these ETFs if it wasn't for Grayscale winning the court battle versus the SEC. You know what I mean? Looking for something messed up? Reddit. When I start seeing sheep to $1 vids again, I'll exit my positions and prepare for a new bear market. There you go. Party in Puerto Rico coming soon, 100,000 around the corner. Preach, Steve. And if you guys aren't a part of the Discord, there's a link in the description. It's ultimately discord.cryptonewsalerts.net. We invite you to join us. The halving will lower the supply. That usually drives the price up. Am I crazy? No, you're 100%. Every single cycle, same concept. We get reduced mining rewards, which means ultimately a supply shock. We have more demand every cycle, and then we have more limited Bitcoin available. So that drives the price up. That's why we say Bitcoin has number go up technology. Yeah, Hong Kong, let's go, Case. The power is now in our hands. You already know Palm Beach. What up from Texas? Shout out to Junior. Steve Kingston, what it do? Lost my Bitcoin in a time travel accident. You too, Elaine? I thought I was the only one hitting these wormholes. You know what I mean? These stargates. I lost my crypto in a Stargate. The Bermuda Triangle, yeah, I was doing a boating accident and boom, I teleported into a new dimension. I can't even talk about it here on YouTube. It's highly censored. Bitcoin equals store value. Cardano equals use case, says Finance Advised. Amen, brother. Amen, broskies. But anyway, fam, we still got a lot to cover. So let me sip some more water, play a little more Saylor.
Take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with.
I appreciate y'all. Your honest opinion, could they possibly take back all the Bitcoin ETF? Not trying to scare anyone. They could ultimately confiscate all the Bitcoin in the ETF. Max has been blowing the whistle. I have covered this on the channel so many times, I don't want to repeat myself. But 100%, just like government can take control of your property under eminent domain, they could do it for under national security. They can say Bitcoin is a risk to our US dollar. It's a national security concern. See the Patriot Act. And they can confiscate it. They can just simply write a letter and have Biden sign it to the Coinbase, and they can just say, hey, it's all ours now. We're going to give you the CBDC equivalent. 100%. What they can't do that to is self-custody. And that's why I preach, remove your crypto off the exchanges and put it in self-custody if you don't trust your government. If you trust your government, then it's not a problem. JV, no trust for no government. What up, Shyamalan? I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod family. Pump the likes to pump the stream. We greatly appreciate y'all's support. But let's dive into our next story of the day because Bitcoin ETFs is on everyone's mind. Shout out to the Strict Life. I appreciate the sub family. Let's break down this latest here. Let me blow this up a little so you can see it better. I think that's perfect. There we go. Bitcoin ETFs attract 1.4 billion in 2 trading sessions. Here's the latest. The newly launched spot Bitcoin ETFs have been inflowing of totaling 1.4 billion for the first 2 trading sessions, according to the top Bloomberg ETF analyst, Eric Balchunas, who has been providing pretty fantastic coverage throughout all this. A total of 500,000 trades were made already on the funds, totaling a trading volume of 3.6 billion. According to data from Bloomberg, trading volume considers the outflows and inflows from the funds. Balchunas suggests the numbers may be adjusted due to the transactions awaiting accounting settlement. As he shares here, latest with 2 days in the books, the 9 newborns have taken in more than 1.4 billion in new cash, overwhelming GBTCs. Negative 579 million of outflows for a net total of plus 819 million. IBIT is now leading the pack. There you go, with $500 million, and Fidelity seems second, and the newborns 3.6 billion in trading volume on 500,000. So the data reveals Grayscale's ETF, which is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust (GBTC), experienced an outflow of 579 million during the period, and after deducting the outflows from GBTC, the net total inflows across the product stood at 819 million. The fund's initial activity is so far aligned with the previous predictions from the ETF analyst, Mr. Safart, who believes Bitcoin ETFs could attract around $10 billion in the first year. Now, Grayscale's GBTC outflows could be explained by holders converting shares after redemption. And how many of you hold GBTC? Let me know. Was open this week when the US SEC granted the ETF's approval through a ruling change. Also, Skybridge Capital founder Scaramucci told Bloomberg that some GBTC holders are booking losses and switching to the lower fee options, because we know GBTC has the largest fees out of all of them at 1.5%, which is more than 3x higher than most of them. GBTC is one of the largest hodlers of Bitcoin, managing over 27 billion worth of Bitcoin, as per data from blockchain analytics platform Arcam Intel. Shares of GBTC have traded since 2013. Wow, it's already been 11 years, but were not redeemable for Bitcoin until January 1st. Now, on the top of this week's performance was BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, which is IBIT, with almost 500 million worth of total inflows, followed by Fidelity's Advantage Bitcoin ETF, amassing 422 million, and Bitwise attracting 237 million. And after a 75% rally in the 90 days leading up to the ETF approval, Bitcoin price experienced a almost 7% decline between January 11th and the 12th, confirming the bears' theory of the sell the news event following the SEC green light. And the crypto currently is trading, as we mentioned, at roughly 43,000 at the time of this recording. Now, as Bitcoin Magazine shares with us here, the Bitcoin spot ETF day 1 plus day 2, total inflows, you can clearly see IBIT, which is BlackRock's iShares, leading the pack, followed by Fidelity, followed by Bitwise, followed by ARK, followed by Franklin Templeton. And as I pointed out, BlackRock now holds 11,439 BTC, worth 497 million for their first spot Bitcoin ETF. Now, it's interesting. It only took BlackRock 2 days to acquire almost 11,500 of the Bitcoin supply. Let that sink in, family. That's pretty crazy if you're to ask me. Now, I also want to point out, I covered this yesterday, that Vanguard, one of the largest asset managers, in fact, number 2 compared to BlackRock being the largest, they're not accepting Bitcoin ETFs. But want to know what's ironic? They're one of the major shareholders of MicroStrategy. So they indirectly have exposure to Bitcoin. So don't get it twisted. Also, I think Merrill Lynch it was and Bank of America, they're all still sticking on their anti-Bitcoin stance. But I wouldn't be surprised if they all have indirect exposure, just like Vanguard. We can't trust these old money oligarchs. They're corrupt as all hell. But I know I'm preaching to the choir. Awesome show, like always. Thanks, JV. Shout out to the Cryptic Sniper. Love your name, by the way. Frankly, should have sold some ITCN when it was up over 100%, says Steve. Pam, you buy today and you wait for 2 cycles, everything will be fine. That's right. Bitcoin does not get rich quick. That's what the altcoin casino is for. But you can get wrecked in the process, so keep that in mind. You know what I mean? There's pros and cons to everything. The pros with holding Bitcoin is every 4 years, history shows us every hodler of 4 years or longer is in the green. And if you can hodl for at least 2 cycles, 8 years, and treat this as a long-term savings investment that will continue to go up over time, you're going to be a winner. So no brainer if you're to ask me. It's the ultimate savings account. Whereas if you keep fiat in the bank, what does Saylor say? It's like a melting ice cube. You're going to lose 20%, maybe even more due to inflation each and every year. So it don't make sense to keep fiat in your bank. Maybe only keep in the bank what you can afford to lose and enough to pay your bills. But that's about it. Bitcoin is the ultimate savings. Alice, what it do? Yeah, Vanguard, old school money. Good afternoon from Florida. Volted Mark, what it do, fam? Gato, correct, says the Dexter. 23. T. Dillard, chilling while stacking stats daily. Love to hear that. I'm in the green after 3 years. Congratulations, Frank the Tank Degen. That's what's up. Shout out, Chill. Welcome to the live stream, family. And another word from Mr. Saylor.
And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years.
Tell him, Saylor.
And you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin.
Real talk. Shout out everyone just joining the stream. Be sure to smash the like. It helps pump the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Close to 800 people here on the tube. We're also live right now, broadcasting on Rumble. I appreciate everyone's support on all the communities. Much love, much respect. Junior says hello from Texas. Salute, family. Welcome. What's good? What's new? What's popping? What are you guys most pumped up about? It is the weekend. It's that stacking Saturday. And in my opinion, an excellent time to be stacking those biddies. You already know. Holding money in a savings account only benefits the bank, while holding Bitcoin only benefits yourself. Good point there. They use fractional reserve banking and they just borrow out your money. And they don't even actually have the money that you put in the bank at the bank. In fact, if you hold a lot of money at the bank, you got to like call and make an appointment to even receive your funds back. This has happened to me back when I used to be using a bank before my even crypto days. It's like, yo, I want to, withdraw $10,000. You can't just withdraw $10,000. You got to make an appointment. Tell us in advance. Give us a couple of days. And it's like, for real? You don't keep my money at the bank? Why do I keep my money at the bank? Learn my lesson. Close down those bank accounts. You think we'll go down anymore? Anything's possible. I say expect extreme volatility, but I think over the long haul, as we're approaching a Bitcoin halving in 3 months, we're absolutely going to explode to the north. I think these price levels are not going to be long-lived, in my humble opinion, but you guys got to let me know how you feel. Hello, everyone. Invest. Let's go. Going to play with Cyberpunk 2077. Is that a game? Hodl, hodl, hodl. Welcome, Zach. You already know, family. 9999. Why let your money sit in an account that doesn't earn? Good point. Why? I don't know. Because banks maybe convince people that's the best place to keep it. You don't want to keep it under the mattress. But clearly, you can just put that into Bitcoin, the most appreciating asset in human history. No brainer, if you're to ask me. Investing in Bitcoin strengthens the network and helps us all, actually. Good point. Because you have an immutable ledger, right, that is incorruptible. So we have the most secure network to ever exist, and it protects our data. And I think that is very important to today's crazy age. So good point, actually, McLovin. 24 volume is down over the likely to hover till Sunday night, I think, says Ghost Stomper. Right on. You be stomping ghosts like Ghostbuster style? Yeah, charts indicate further downside. Anything is possible, but more than likely, we test some lower levels before the boom upward. Word. Welcome, Larry from Donathan, Alabama. See the TD Bank commercial. Want talk to us comment section trying to ask the bank question. They say, I'm sorry, I can't tell you anything. You have to tell them what you want. Very interesting to Dexter. Banks limit your withdrawals. Hold your check deposits for weeks until we're on your side. Yeah, BS. 100% with you on that, Chris. FID had a 5% account and then makes it easier to invest fast. Bye, 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 bye. Thank me later. You're welcome in advance. Cheers. Right? So freaking annoying. 100%. 30K, 20,000 possible, then pump gradually, says Wisdom, then a halving. Unless Gary got another sham up his sleeves. Mr. Burns, aka Mr. No Claire Gare. I keep 50% fiat, 50% crypto. We use fiat every day. Stupid to keep 100% in either, says Adam. Well, I wouldn't call Jack Mahler stupid. Just saying. Smart man. He's worth tens of millions of dollars. Keeps everything in Bitcoin. I accidentally transferred 1,000 to my credit card, which had a zero balance. Then transferred that money back to my cash account. The bank charged me $40 for cash advance. It was my own money. Good Lord. Banks are schemy. Always scheming. We're only 37.7 to close the open candle on the monthly. Hey, fam. Welcome, Nuck Choris. Shout out to Nuck. Always a pleasure, fam. Appreciate you. Vanguard block and spot ETFs from the trading platform. Yes, and they are one of the primary shareholders of MicroStrategy next to BlackRock. So let that sink in. They already have indirect exposure to Bitcoin. Meanwhile, they'll continue to FUD it because that's what oligarchs do. Hello from Pakistan. Welcome, Mahad. Appreciate your support, family. When's the Saudi money coming into Bitcoin? I want to know. Oil money. JV always reporting the facts. I appreciate you, Sam G. Adam says, yeah, but if you don't have millions, it's the safest play. Let's freaking go, says Joey. Anyways, fam, we still got a lot to cover, so let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss. Larry Fink was recently making the rounds on the mainstream, actually pumping Bitcoin, but he did share something pretty interesting. He says, BlackRock CEO doubts Bitcoin will ever become a currency. So here we go. Mr. Lawrence Fink doubts the practicality of using Bitcoin for everyday transactions, reiterating it should be publicly perceived as purely an asset class. Let me know if you agree with that sentiment from Mr. Lawrence Fink. In an interview on CNBC, which we did a react session to yesterday, FYI, if you missed it, you can check it on Rumble. Fink stated his belief in Bitcoin, viewing it as an alternative form of wealth storage rather than a contender to replace national currencies. I don't believe it's ever going to be a currency. I believe it is an asset class. However, he does believe that the central bank digital currencies will come to fruition in the near future. We all know it's coming down the pipelines. Just say no to CBDCs, which is ultimately programmable digital fiat. Quoting him here, I think we are going to create digital currencies. We are going to use technology for it. We are going to use a blockchain. And according to Cointelegraph, over 100 countries are currently exploring the developments of CBDCs. So this is a worldwide phenomenon, which we know is a coming. While 39 countries have either a pilot, proof of concept, or already launched their CBDC initiatives. Yet, when questioned about this stance on ARK Invest's CEO, Kathy Wood's most recent Bitcoin valuation, she has predictions ranging from 600,000 to 1.5 million per coin. Fink indicated the price wasn't his primary concern right now. At least that's what he says, quoting him here. I haven't even thought about it. Now, let me know if you agree with that sentiment. There's no way he's not thinking about the price. I don't believe that for a minute. Explaining that it hasn't been a top priority for him. Well, maybe the top priority was getting the approval of the ETF launch. Maybe that's true. He is mainly focusing on offering an instrument that can store wealth through its newly approved spot Bitcoin ETF. And you betcha he's looking to dominate the Bitcoin supply just like they do the real estate market and all the monopolies that BlackRock has. Quoting him here, I think if it gets even close to that high, gold will represent even a bigger value. And let's be clear, if you think it's digital gold, there's going to be a reference point between gold and Bitcoin. There already is a reference point, hence we call it digital gold or gold 2.0, or better yet, gold with wings. Meanwhile, in a separate interview with Fox Business on the same day, Fink clarified that the Bitcoin ETF will contribute to legitimizing an industry that has faced skepticism from the beginning. In fact, he was one of the most skeptic. In fact, do you remember a few years ago when he said Bitcoin's only use case is as an index for money laundering? I remember that. Anyways, he said, the advent of the Bitcoin ETF is an example that we are legitimizing it. We are creating more safety. This follows news January 10th that the US SEC officially approved BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF and 10 others to launch in the country. Since the Bitcoin ETF approval, BlackRock has recorded 576 ETF approvals and just one rejection. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts on Mr. Lawrence Fink and BlackRock. And do you trust them at the end of the day? Let me know. Do you think this is an ultimate plot for them to seize the government, that is, the Bitcoin ETFs and all the Bitcoin in it, which as Max has been predicting? Let me know. And yesterday I also shared a pretty scary story of government just seizing assets because they're notorious for seizing assets. So let me know your thoughts. SoFi takes home the 3 awards in Nerds Wallet 2024. Best of Awards January 8th, says Michael Anthony. Canada, says the Dexter. The Nina, Ohio. Pinta, Ohio. The Santa Maria. What are you talking about? We're talking about Christopher Columbus. I do it in the bottom while you're drinking sangria. It's okay to buy and hodl Bitcoin ETF. Yeah. It's good to hodl, family. I don't believe that most crypto users have 100% in crypto. I think there's an early adopter Bitcoiner thing. Yeah, I guess we're not the only ones all in, but I think as time goes by, more and more people will be all in and their conviction will continue to grow. But right now, you're right. It's still a nascent market overall. What is Bitcoin just had its 15-year anniversary not too long ago? You know what I mean? I think that was on January 3rd, 10 days ago. So we're still pretty new. Don't trust them. I just want my cut, says Wisdom. Trust them not, says Kiwi. It's all about the fees, says Steve. Word. David, like I said before, his name is Fink. What more do you need to know? Good point, David. Good point. Now, what's the definition of Fink? I've never used that word before, but I'd love to know it if you can enlighten me. Can't deny Bitcoin won't be a payment crypto, especially with fees so high right now. But as a store of value, it's better than gold. I'd say that. Gold is the same spot it was 10 years ago, roughly 2,000 an ounce. Bitcoin 13 years ago is now up over 20 million%. Let that sink in. Bonk is still pumping, says Mr. Pato. Casey knows what's up. Awesome song. Saying it for my yacht inauguration. They're all just getting their ducks in a row, pretty much. Does the euro change the same as the dollar? And what aspect are you referring to there, family? Bonk, you mean like is €1 worth $1? I don't know the exact exchange rate at the moment, but I remember when the euro was way more valuable than the dollar, and it's been, not doing so well. Rat Fink, he is not trustworthy, so he's a rat. I like to do the cha-cha. Fink is an unpleasant or contemptible person. Wow, and that's his freaking name. There you go. The name says it all. Thank you, Joey. Yeah, I don't trust them because I'll never forget. Bitcoin's just an index for money laundering. And he was using the Jamie Dimon playbook, in which Jamie Dimon is still using. So I don't have trust for that either, personally. I am hooking up my nephews and nieces, wishing I was younger, but it is what it is. You're very blessed, and they're very blessed to have a uncle such as yourself, Steve. Lightning Network. I went to a different country this week and used Bitcoin for food and shopping. That's what's up, Kaizen. What country was it? And let's not forget the Lightning Network. That's where you use Bitcoin for payments. Andre, thanks for subbing. I don't want it for daily use, just store of value, as you say. Jay, FOMO, mofo. Let's go. I need to sell my Bitcoin back in 2016. If I had not, my life would have been very different now. Just came back relaxing, watching. I appreciate that, Kaizen. What country did you go to? I'm sure the big ETFs bought their Bitcoin way before the bull run. Insider info is their game, the fluctuations and the cycling of the volumes and the exchanges to manipulate the price. Pretty much, Daniel Henry. Well said. Fink is avaricious and capricious. I'll never forget. They woke stuff they were a part of. Exactly. And also, Mr. Alex Jones has been preaching about the harm that BlackRock has been doing for a very long time. Same with Max Kaiser, so I have a lot of respect for the high priest. Hit the like button, Yahim. Appreciate that. Question, Bitcoin University says they think Bitcoin will go to 1 million because it would be hurt the most people, reserve Bitcoin for the wealthy only. What do you think? I don't completely understand your question there, family. If you can rephrase it, maybe I'll understand it better. Why would you use a superior form of currency of payments? Only 26 likes. Oh, hell no. Pump the likes, family. Pump the stream. 750 people here right now on the tube. We should have several hundred likes if you're appreciating the content. 7 days a week. This is pod number 1521, for Christ's sake. So please pump the stream. We appreciate it. Yeah, anyways, let's dive into the latest from Michael Saylor. Saylor is going to be buying Bitcoin, I believe, for every day for the next 4 months and selling MicroStrategy stock in order to do so. So here's the latest from the Giga Chat. Here we go. MicroStrategy's co-founder, Michael Saylor, looks to be building a Bitcoin strategy of his own. This can deduce from a recent report showing he has begun to sell some of his company's stocks in a bid to acquire more of the flagship crypto. In fact, I even seen an interview of him announcing it, so it is for real, for real. Here you go. According to a Bloomberg report, Saylor sold between 3,800 and 5,000 MicroStrategy shares on certain days leading up to the SEC approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs. These sales are reported to have earned the company's co-founder over $20 million in total. This is said to be the first time he has sold shares in nearly 12 years. Maybe this is a part of the reason the stock has been dumping. They see the CEO dumping shares and buying a personal Bitcoin stash. So just goes to show you, maybe Saylor realizes, whoa, BlackRock already owns 9% of MicroStrategy. Maybe I need to start stacking them sats. What are your thoughts, fam? Saylor will be using some of the profits made from these sales to invest into Bitcoin. And as reported, Saylor's plan is to sell up to 315,000 of the company's shares in order to boost his Bitcoin holdings. These shares form part of a stock option that Saylor had received from the company back in 2014. And as part of the plan, MSTR co-founder will sell around 5,000 shares in each trading day until April 26th. So he's going to be selling roughly 5,000 shares per day for the next 4 months leading up to the Bitcoin halving to stack sats for his personal Bitcoin stash. Let that sink in, fam. Having developed the company Bitcoin strategy, Saylor looks to be going all in on the flagship crypto token. Clearly, he is known to be one of the most vocal advocates of Bitcoin, and this is further evidence of his long-term bullishness. Now, interestingly, Saylor had tipped 2024 to be a great year for Bitcoin. He highlighted certain factors as the reason why he was so bullish on Bitcoin going into the year. He has also hinted that the crypto token was going to keep seeing significant price increases, and as such, it is not surprising that Saylor is looking to acquire as much Bitcoin as he can. Now, is MicroStrategy a casualty of the Bitcoin ETF approval? Let's touch upon it. Data from MarketWatch shows MicroStrategy stock is down over 23% in the last 5 days. This is significant considering it was predicted the company may suffer a setback following the approval of the spot ETFs. This prediction is based on the belief that some investors may have gotten in on the MSTR stocks in a bid gain to gain some kind of exposure to Bitcoin. However, with spot Bitcoin ETFs now in place, these investors may look to rotate some of their funds from MicroStrategy into these investment vehicles. Such sell-offs will undoubtedly have an effect on the stock price, which could be the cause of MicroStrategy's recent decline. And Saylor had previously commented on these Bitcoin ETFs providing some of more competition to his company. He didn't seem bothered by that happening, though, as he stated, MicroStrategy has a unique offering that these funds cannot emulate. So there you have it, my crypto fam. And he makes a good point because I don't even think MicroStrategy charges you any fees, whereas right now GBTC has 1.5% annual fee. And over the course of 20 years, that's a substantial amount of money of your holdings being, you know what I mean, put into the fees. 754 watching, 315 likes. That's what's up. Still rookie numbers. The other day we had over 4,300 people on the stream and over 50,000 people watched the podcast live, which is new record. That was, I think, the pump fake out of the Bitcoin ETF approval. I think it was the day before the launch or something like that, just a few days ago. So now we have new goals here on the channel. So now we need 5,000 people on the live stream, only a matter of time. I know by the time we're in price discovery mode, fam, for real, and we're back at $70,000 per coin above and beyond, we're going to be having 5, 10, 20,000 people live concurrent viewers on these live streams. And these pods will be getting hundreds of thousands of views per day. Mark my words, family. Pump the likes, pump the stream. We appreciate it. It's not a bad thing. There is a rug pull trying to happen. We can change that, says Steve. Matt, why would we do anything else? The most bullish investor right now, he certainly wouldn't be doing anything else with his money. Cheers to that. Matt Baker. Shout out Progressive Martian. What kind of Martian are you? Are you one of the grays? Let me know. I'm curious. My new likey smash now. Thank you, family. Stock options expire to 0 if you don't sell after 10 years. That's right. That's true. He must sell them because if he doesn't, it's going to be 0. The stock options. He did say that. Good point. That Saylor guy still owes me 2x. No way. Not the Saylor AI scams. I still see them. Even this morning, I type in Bitcoin to just see what's trending. And bada boom, they had over 5,000 people on the AI Saylor scam. Unbelievable. I reported it. Whenever you see those scams with the barcode, send me Bitcoin, I'll send you double. And it's like a Michael Saylor, a Brad Garlinghouse, whomever. Report it because a lot of people are getting ripped off. They just don't know any better. JV for press secretary. I don't want to be targeted. No, thank you. I just like being JV. No titles, please. MicroStrategy is a good investment. If I was a stock investor, I'd say MicroStrategy be at the top of the list along with the Bitcoin miners. You know what I mean? JV, put in the work. JV, it will happen. You deserve it, player. Cheers, Casey. I appreciate all the support. I'll never forget a few years ago, lucky if we even had 50 people on, a podcast. So we've come a long ways. If fiat is so worthless, why do so many people have so little of it? Because the government wants you poor and eating bugs. That's why. There was a YouTube channel with 6 million subs. Also, people have lifestyles they can't afford. It's called keeping up with the Joneses. You've heard of that expression before, right? Most people don't understand money. And they'll, hypothetically speaking, even if you make $100,000 a year, like with credit card debt and all this stuff you can't afford, you may have more expenses than what you actually make. This is why people live in paycheck to paycheck. They don't understand money. They don't have a savings vehicle. They're not in Bitcoin. So they're kind of screwed. So that's why. Fiat is a rigged game. Facts. Bear markets will do that. The big dogs are playing games, but at the end of the day, I'm going to keep buying if the whales drive it to 10 Gs. 100%. We're just going to keep stacking sats. When we dip, we seize the moment and we add to our stack because one Bitcoin will always be equivalent to one Bitcoin. Don't get it twisted by being too focused on the fiat price of the Bitcoin. The crickets crisp for lunch. Yummy. High in protein, I hear. Average USA salary is close to $35,000 per year. Wow. How do people live off of $35,000 a year? It must be rough, for Christ's sake. With inflation, you can't even go to the grocery store and fill up your cart for less than $500 nowadays. I remember back in the day, it was like $100. You can get a lot of groceries. $100 now, it's like a joke. You get like 10 items. It's insane. Live within your means. That includes saving 10% of your income. Don't finance anything if you can. There you go. Eat the bugs while they enjoy the filet mignon. Saul is pumping. Word. Average USA salary was close to 35. That is crazy, Yahim. But anyways, family, we're going to be diving into our feature story here in a bit. Just let me drink some more water to clear my throat. Where they use their savings taking care of a sibling with Down syndrome by themselves for 7 years for some similar situation. It's not always a matter of financial aid. That is true, JB. Cheers to that. That is true. And kudos to you if you're the individual taking care of your family with Down syndrome. More power to you. I just, made a donation to a local charity called Lily's Angels for Down syndrome. And I got to visit the school, see the kids and all that fun stuff. But yeah, more power to you, broski. Yeah, I earn $13,000 a year. Ugh, for real? You need to launch a podcast. I think you can do better with the pod. Sorry, I was wrong. It's $55,000. Well, that sounds more realistic with inflation nowadays. My first job at McDonald's, I don't even think I was making $5 an hour. It was like $4.50. Open your mouth while on a motorcycle and you get all the bugs you want. There you go. They'll go right to the throat. You don't even got to chew. Sign of a good heart, JV. Cheers, Joey. Just playing my little part here that I can. Soon, mofos will FOMO. The biggest bug farms are in Holland. Oh, snap. Big money out there. Also, unvaxxed sperm is very valuable nowadays. You may be able to buy a Bitcoin with some unvaxxed sperm. So keep it pure, broskies. Crickets and waffles? Oh, no. Matt, UK salary is generally much less. Wow. 13 in a year is a third world country. Yeah, for real, for real. That's like sweatshop. People living together to share the costs. Smart. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do in these crazy times. So do what it do. But anyways, family, now for our featured story of the day. Let's discuss the latest with the Bitcoin spot ETF. In Hong Kong, as game theory continues in full effect, they're looking to accelerate their applicants for their spot Bitcoin ETF now that the US regulators gave the ETFs a green light here in the United States and that they have officially launched. So here is the latest. I'm going to read you some headlines. Here you go. Hong Kong lawmakers call for swift action following the US spot Bitcoin ETF green light. And also a headline here. I just need to resize it so you guys can see it better. Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF FOMO. Meanwhile, Thailand approves $14 billion airdrop, according to Asia Express. So let's break this baby down. FOMO like a mofo. Here you go. Hong Kong Legislative Council member Johnny NG wants the Special Administrative Region of China to accelerate the approval of local spot Bitcoin ETFs following their approval in the United States this week. NG noted the Hong Securities and Futures Commission had previously stated it was ready to accept applicants for the Bitcoin ETFs. Hong Kong, let's go. How many of you have been to Hong Kong? Let me know. I used to go there for my visa runs when I used to live in China. This was like back in 2010, 2011. Hong Kong is very lit, by the way. It reminds me of New York City, but on steroids. Next level. You got to check it out if you've never been there. And their dumplings, incredible. Love their Cantonese food. It is delicious. But anyways, quoting him here, I hope that with the rapid development and high competition of virtual assets, Hong Kong can seize a seat in the world as soon as possible. That's right. They're looking to make it a major hub for Bitcoin and crypto. This will be the first opportunity to implement relevant policies and products in Asia and consolidate Hong Kong's opportunity to become a global center for virtual assets. NG also spoke of the need to strengthen popular education on virtual assets to enhance awareness and mitigate the scams. Hong Kong has experienced the biggest financial scams in its history last year with the collapse of unlicensed crypto exchange, JPEX, and Honex. Wow, I've never even heard of those exchanges. Let me know if you guys have. Quoting CNY here, crypto and blockchain-related stocks in mainland China and Hong Kong rose on Thursday after the SEC approved Bitcoin ETFs. The DC Tech Group jumps by over 20%. And Shenzhen, another beautiful city, which is near Hong Kong, but still in the mainland, is actually pretty cool compared to all the other cities I visited in China. Shenzhen is up there, so be sure to check that place out too. But anyways, blockchain 50 index rose by over 1%. And in a separate interview on January 10th, Livio Wang, chief operating officer of HashKey Group, disclosed that 10 financial service firms are currently preparing applications for spot Bitcoin ETF listings in Hong Kong. The SFC greenlighted pathways of the approval of such applications in December 2023, which was last month. Yeah, Bitcoin futures ETFs, including one issued by Samsung, have also been around on Hong Kong exchanges for some time. Very interesting. So let's discuss this roller coaster starting this year. South Korean gaming giant WeMix had quite the roller coaster start of 2024. On January 9th, that's 4 days ago, developers of the 2.6 billion WeMix blockchain said they would halt block minting rewards by Q1 of this year. Currently, WeMix tokens possesses an inflation rate of 3% per annum. Instead of new token emissions, they they would instead incentivize ecosystem protocols using WeMix tokens already held by the foundation's digital wallets. Combined with a token burn mechanism for gas fees spent on the protocol, WeMix says that the new move will transform the network into a deflationary blockchain. Quoting them here, to further solidify the fundamentals and practical aspects of WeMix tokenomics, the foundation had decided to discontinue block minting rewards. This effectively means that the total supply of WeMix will either remain fixed or be reduced from the block height in which the discontinuation of block minting rewards is implementing. So there you have it. Mass adoption coming out of, over this side of the world, over in Asia. Also, Thailand approves a $14 billion airdrop. Let's touch upon this real quick. The Thai government officials have approved a 500 billion baht, which is 14 billion, digital wallet scheme. Interesting choice of words there. And according to local news reports, January 9th, Thailand will finance the airdrop with a series of loans prescribed under the 2018 State Fiscal and Financial Discipline Act to stimulate the country's struggling economy. Previously, Thailand's ruling Pheu Thai Party said it would consult the Bank of Thailand in developing a utility type 1 token necessary for the airdrop. The solution will require Know Your Customer blockchain-based infrastructure that sources say will take at least 6 months to roll out. A 100 baht fee will also be charged per user for the KYC access. And under the proposed scheme, Thai nationals will receive up to 10,000 baht, which is just shy of $300 to each airdrop. However, restrictions apply to the use of funds. Individuals must spend the tokens within 6 months. Kind of reminds me of CBDC, and only on goods and services within 4 km radius of their residence. Yeah, it does remind me of CBDC. In addition, the tokens cannot be sold for cash or used for debt payment. Now, very interesting, family. So you can see a lot of adoption coming out of Hong Kong. Bitcoin ETF green light for applicants. I mean, this is the game theory we've been preaching about on the channel in full effect. Let's not forget, the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, has been dropping hints that El Salvador is going to be launching their own spot Bitcoin ETF, with the difference being Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out. Let's not forget, there's also talk coming out of Abu Dhabi, Dubai, the Middle East, Qatar, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with Bitcoin adoption as well, to touch upon just a few of those things. The Sovereign Wealth Fund in Qatar is currently sitting on $500 billion. And according to Max Keiser and some insiders, they're looking to convert this into a Bitcoin, fund. Now, also, we have the oil money. We have the largest oil company out of Saudi Arabia just partnered with the largest Bank of Japan, SBI Holdings, and they're looking to get into digital assets. And you already know, family. So there is a lot of game theory in effect. We can't also forget major nations around the world likely be adopting Bitcoin this year. We have some potential candidates, including Javier Milei's Argentina. They're looking to put an end to the central bank. We have Suriname, a small country just north of Brazil in South America with a population of roughly 750,000. They're looking to convert 1% of their central bank currency into Bitcoin as well. And then we have talks of Mexico potentially adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. Their third richest amigo, Ricardo Salinas, in his portfolio. What do you think the majority asset is? Bitcoin. So you already know it's about to get lit. What other countries do you think would likely adopt Bitcoin potentially as legal tender in 2024? Let me know. Other candidates I'm thinking about off the top of my head, possibly Panama, maybe Peru. What are your thoughts, family? Let me know. Just put the ketchup on them, says Mr. Bone Daddy. What are we talking about? Well, Bitcoin in, Bitcoin out in El Salvador? That's right. So it'll be a ETF unlike any of the other ETFs available in the United States. That's a big deal. So how it works here is you purchase Bitcoin ETF with fiat dollars. Then BlackRock's supposed to be, or I guess in this case, Coinbase is the custodian for BlackRock. So Coinbase would be holding the Bitcoin. And whenever you decide to cash out, you don't get Bitcoin, you get the equivalent. You know what I mean? So you get the fiat equivalent of what the Bitcoin is worth. So then you would actually have to use that money you get in USD and actually purchase the Bitcoin. So it adds additional steps. The difference, according to Max, with Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out with the ETF in El Salvador would be you actually could invest Bitcoin into the ETF by just sending Bitcoin. You can't do that in the US. And then vice versa. If you wanted to cash out in a few years, hey, Bitcoin's up a lot, I want to cash out. They're going to give you the Bitcoin equivalent back. You know what I mean? Versus the USD equivalent. So there's a massive difference there. And also in the Middle East, we may get an ETF as well. There's been talk about that happening. So we'll see. I think game theory is a good thing, and it's just going to drive more competition and ultimately give the people what we want, which is mass Bitcoin adoption. So let's freaking go. Shout out to everyone in the live chat and welcome to the live Q&A session of the show. Pump the likes to help pump the streams. Salam alaikum, my beloved Bitcoiners, DCA, and keep the dream alive. Bless you all. Cheers, Bitcoin. Wa BS. S. I appreciate it. Here we go, 50 G's. Additional fees. Yeah, for real. Crickets are crunchy and the legs get stuck between your teeth. Yuck. I've never ate bugs, and I want to stick to that, unless accidentally riding a bike and swallowing one. What up, MB? I appreciate you subbing to the channel family. Welcome, Steve. If you're new to the channel, make sure to sub. I'm here each and every day, 7 days a week. This is the #1 daily Bitcoin pod, and we taken over in 2024. We survived a false termination on YouTube last year. We survived being shadow banned for years, and now we're looking to take over. It's our time. Thanks for the explanation. That's awesome. El Salvador is the savior. Amen. And that's for real, for real. If you actually translate El Salvador, it means the savior. Crazy, right? They all want a piece of my cheese, don't they? Yeah, not your keys, not your coins, guys. Do you think, I don't know Coke in you. I know nothing about it. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Is it? I kind of want to say COCK when I see that, but I don't want to swear on the stream. I want to keep it family friendly here. Christ is king, says Joey. There you go. Thanks, JV, and thanks to the mods. Shout out to the mods. We appreciate you. You didn't eat your bugs. You can't have any pudding unless you eat your bugs. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your bugs? I like to visit Dubai. Yeah, Dubai is crazy. I haven't visited there either. I've never been to the Middle East. As far out as I've been is ultimately Asia. I've been to, obviously I lived in China, been to Hong Kong, Thailand, one of my favorite places in the world. I love Buddhist culture and I love visiting all the temples. Had a lot of fun in Thailand. Also Bali. Bali was pretty lit. I had fun out there as well. I think I spent maybe 30 or 45 days in Bali. Protein, grasshoppers there. Oh boy, in the Bible about that. Oh, word. Eating grasshoppers. I could never eat a grasshopper. When I was younger, I studied Walloon Kung Fu, which is northern praying mantis, and praying mantis is ultimately a grasshopper. So I have too much respect for the grasshopper to eat it. Do you have a financial goal? Who's that, me? What are your financial goals, family? For me, it's just to hodl Bitcoin. That's it. Generational wealth. I don't even have like desire to buy materialistic things. I already own my home. I'm very grateful for that. I used to be, you know what I mean, into a lot of, what can I say, materialistic wealth. Back in the day, when I first started making a lot of money, I had to have the gold Rolex, you know, the $40,000 gold Rolex Daytona. I had to rock a Porsche, cost me close to 80 G's. Pretty dope, but I eventually sold it and just started stacking Bitcoin and focused on generational wealth because I know our time on this earth is very limited and the material things really mean nothing. At the end of the day, you can't take it with you when you're gone. But if you can pass on generational wealth to your seed, that's life transforming for the future generations. So that's what I'm all about. Now that I'm 40 years old, I'm focused on the future. I have a beautiful 9-year-old daughter, and I just want her taken care of. And that's about it. Financial goal should be to keep stacking at these prices. For real, for real. I guess they treat you pretty well, says Wisteria. I had to grow up and used praying mains to control bugs. Those little guys were cool as what? What kind of bugs are we talking about? Grow up. Interesting. It tastes good with horseradish. I love horseradish. I love spicy things. 40 years old man over there. Yeah, the Asian cultures, and like you mentioned, all the dumplings, dim sum. Yes, yes, delicious. They serve it in those wooden bamboo things with the steam coming out. I'll never forget. Some of the best dumplings I ever had was in Hong Kong. I'll never forget. That was the highlight. The food was incredible. Mantis, have no fear. Dance with the mantis. Note your slim chances. Shout out. I think that was Inspector Deck. Wu-Tang. Let's go. Good life view. JV, same boat, separated with a 13-year-old daughter. Amen. And shout out to all my, you know what I mean? Fathers out there doing their thing. Much love, much respect. Try Medellin. Oh, I lived there in El Poblado for 6 months. So you lived there for 6 years. Nice. Beautiful nature. Just spot there and stay away from the sneaky losers. Right on. I would say weather-wise, one of the most beautiful places. Medellin translates to the city of eternal spring because it's spring year-round. We had this balcony, and we had a rooftop balcony as well, overseeing the entire city. It was so incredible. Love eating dumplings. That's what's up. Dumplings for the win. I appreciate your daily discipline. Thank you, David. Are modern lights a lot cheaper? Wu-Tang! Wu-Tang! JV, you're wise beyond your years. It's quite apparent. Cheers, McLovin. I appreciate you, fam. Exactly. It's better to have meaningful experiences with friends and loved ones. Good point. So for me as well, experiences are more important than material things because those experiences I can remember forever. And it's interesting. I can now collectively remember all the times in my life going back to about 5 years old. It's crazy. I think the older you get, the more memory you have back when you were a child. It's interesting because I remember 10, 20 years ago, I couldn't remember a lot of my youth. And then now it's like crystal clear and it all came back to me. I think because everything's programmed into the unconscious mind and you can tap into those memories at any time, which is pretty cool. What's Nipsey telling us? He's right here being pet. He's ultimately saying, JV, when you going to feed me again? But I fed him right before we went live. And I'd love to go for a walk and play with those dogs at the dog park. So that's probably what he's thinking about right now. He's licking me. That means yes. See, he's licking me. That means I just nailed it on the head. So shout out to the Nippinator. Shout out to David Sam. I appreciate you becoming a member. Huddle Gang in the building. Stand up. Let's go. Tony Jeffries, welcome, fam. Appreciate you tuning in live, brother. JV clan ain't nothing to F with. EV Lambo. The ETF is a good indicator for the mass adoption. However, it will be launched with ill intentions. Exactly, because BlackRock can't be trusted. Rock question, the adoption of Bitcoin in underdeveloped countries would mean no more taxes. I hope so. It's up to the country to make the rules. So just like in El Salvador, no taxes for, at least capital gains. Bitcoin City. Even here in Puerto Rico, you could take advantage of Act 60 as long as you make this your primary residence and you follow their protocol. You could avoid capital gains taxes as well. I love my 67 Mustang, but will not pay $100K for it. That money can be used to invest and help my family and friends. Amen. Warren Buffett taught Bill Gates to enjoy more free time. Good advice. I'm going to cut back on my investing time and chill a bit more to enjoy my billions. That's what's up, Bit Boy. Think we get a Sunday Bitcoin dump? I hope so. Honestly, it's like flip a coin if we do. Who knows? I like to believe we will, but you never know. Keep it 100 with you guys. Nipsey is too cute. Looks like my dog Pico. Shout out Pico, Jennifer. Nipsey had a lot of fun at the dog park the other day. Got to meet another dog. What was his name? Buddy. The dog's name was Buddy, and they were inseparable. They were playing for about 30, 40 minutes, and they wouldn't separate. It was pretty cool. Nipsey loves dogs. It's incredible. Dim sum. Let's go. I used to work at Nostrom's and Macy's fragrance modeling, and it was all about these, what does that say? The status. Most people were flash, no cash. Word. Is Puerto Rico dangerous? Met some of them in prison. They're good people, but crazy. Interesting. Honestly, I think every state or city has dangerous parts in it and very safe places. So, for example, where I live in Puerto Rico, I feel it's the safest place I've ever lived, like 100. But then again, I live in a very safe community, there's security guards, and of course you get what you pay for. So you got to keep that in mind as well. But overall, I've never felt threatened in Puerto Rico, no matter where I've ever went. I've never gotten any fights, which I'm very blessed to never experience any fights. I've never witnessed any violence. But then again, I don't hang out at the traps. I don't, get involved in what the shady characters do. And if I see a shady character, I'll walk the other way. So I think it's just basic common sense. No different than walking down in, the ghettos of New York or in Chicago. Very dangerous. Like, you know what I mean? So overall, I'd say it's not dangerous. But if you're a knucklehead and you're hanging out with drug dealers, then more than likely you'll probably get robbed and maybe you can get shot. It's like anywhere else in the world, family. Just keeping it 100. Yeah, Rex and Nipsey will dig each other when they meet at the party. Word up, Casey. Do you know Bad Bunny? I don't know him personally, but he had a mansion in Palmas del Mar. I lived there for 2 years when I relocated from Clearwater to Puerto Rico. And his mansion was very amazing. And I've been to his mansion. However, I'm sure now he must own at least a dozen mansions, as he is the most successful artist in Puerto Rico and one of the most successful best-selling artists in the entire world. So he has come a long ways. In one of his recent music videos, he had Al Pacino. So, yeah, he's doing his thing. Shout out Bad Bunny. Could he? Yeah, I don't think I can get Bad Bunny to the party. Just keeping it 100. I don't think I can. Would Bitcoin go any further down, says Jose? Anything's possible. However, you got to consider we just dropped $6,000 from 49. So to me, that was the dip. And I think we'll continue climbing higher. But what do you guys think, family? Let me know. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Let's go. Welcome to everyone just joining the stream. We're going to be wrapping up here in a moment, and we're going to continue with the uncensored party on Rumble. I have 3 clips already lined up. We're going to be reacting to Dave Portnoy. He's always funny to listen to, but you already know. He dumped Bitcoin at the bottom. He's blaming Sam Bankman-Fried for it. It's hilarious. So we'll be reacting to the new Dave Portnoy clip. He's the president of Barstool Sports, if you're not familiar with him. He's just a funny guy. He does the pizza reviews as well. You guys ever watch those pizza reviews? 1 bite, everybody knows the rules. 20 bites later, yeah, that's him. Also, we're going to be reacting to, what are the other clips? New commercial from ARK Invest, new ETF ad. Then I got another bonus clip we'll be reacting to. Appreciate all your knowledge you're sharing with us, man. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Rumble in the jumble. Exactly. Big week for Bitcoin incoming. Let's go. Stepping out, JB. Great stream as always. Cheers, family. So what we'll do from here, we've been streaming now almost 90 minutes. So what we're going to do, we're going to continue with the uncensored version of the show exclusively on Rumble. My Rumble link is in the description. You always find it there along with all the other links. Or you can just type in rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net or just open Rumble and type in Crypto News Alerts. You'll see the live stream as we've been streaming on Rumble for the past 90 minutes as well. But anyways, we're going to continue with the uncensored version of the show, which is exclusively on Rumble. So head on over to Rumble and let's get ready to rumble. Deuces, tube. Cool. YouTube, we out. And now